Welcome back to Coles on the Go. Today we're taking you out of Ontario and heading deep into Quebec to check out Ronde in Montreal. Did you know Ronde isn't just your average amusement park? It was actually built as a major entertainment and exhibition complex for Expo 67, the historic World's Fair held right here in Montreal back in 1967. After the fair wrapped up, the city of Montreal operated for over 30 years before Six Flags took it over in 2001. Quick heads up for the fellow pass holders. Word on the ground is that it's supposed to be the final year that Canada's Wonderland passes will be accepted here in Ronde, so it was a true now or never trip for us. Now let's talk logistics. Because we hold Canada's Wonderland Prestige passes, we got free admission into the park, and our seasonal food and drink passes work seamlessly too. The only catch, our parking pass didn't transfer over. Because of that, we decided to take the bus. Getting there via public transportation was an absolute breeze, but heading back at the end of the day, let's just say it was super crowded and the buses were packed tight. Since Goliath was shut down, our first real coaster attempt was Ednör, an inverted coaster very similar to Flight Deck at Wonderland. Next up was Dragon, a family steel coaster that gave us strong Thunder Run vibes but with an upgraded feel. Now Goliath is Ronde's biggest coaster. Think of it as their version of Behemoth. Unfortunately, it was closed early on. We tried coming back later and stood in line for a brutal 2 hours with literally zero shade in sight. With still about 2 hours left to go, we ended up cutting our losses and walking out. Just like a few rides in Wonderland that trap you out in the open, Ronde really struggles with shade in their queues, and standing in that Goliath line with no cover on a scorching day will totally drain your energy. Since we can usually power through Canada's Wonderland in a single day, we figured Ronde would be a walk in the park. Boy, were we wrong. It was a blistering hot day during a massive heat wave and zero clouds in the sky, and the park was especially busy that day, with endless lines everywhere. The ride you see now is the Demon. It reminds me a lot like Riptide, but packed with more twists and spins. After that, we took a breather to check out some of the smaller attractions, the kind you would see in Kidsville, before grabbing a quick bite.
Next stop, another adventure.
Post lunch, we headed straight for our favorite ride of the day, Aqua Twist. This is an interactive water cup ride where you're spitting and you're shooting a water gun at the people around you. It's an absolute blast, and other people were shooting you from the outside. We wish we had this at Wonderland, especially on those roasting hot days. And once you're soaked, you might as well keep going and go on the splash to cool off even further. We're hoping to check out Le Monster, a massive classic wooden dual-tracked roller coaster, structurally similar to Wonderland's mighty Canadian Mindbuster. Sadly, it was closed in the beginning of the day, and again, we ran out of time. The lines were so long, we missed out on a ton of rides, but we did manage to close out our day with Le Vampire, a high-intensity suspended coaster that flips riders through 5 inversions at over 80 kilometers an hour.
Making memories we'll always hold. La Ronde days.
Overall, visiting La Ronde was a cool bucket list experience to check off, especially while our pass access still lasts. When we asked the kids if they wanted to come back, the answer was a swift no. For me personally, factoring in the insane crowds and the wait times, it just wasn't worth it on this particular day. If we had known it was going to be this slammed, I definitely would have considered springing for a full day pass, but even then, I don't know if it was worth it. Thank you for watching Coles on the Go. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, drop a comment down below, and we'll catch you on the next adventure.